Hey there everyone, Steamed Rice here again with another cast for the Seal Cast. This is a game for the prize of most innovative build between FXOtgun spawning as the pink Zerg at the top left hand position on Antigua shipyards, all against aLtSouJe spawning as the red Protoss in the top right position. Antigua is making reference of course to a game that happened in the previous game where he cancelled a Nidus network. I'd call it a cheese, and GG'd shortly after. Excuse me. And he will be scouting in the wrong direction with that Overlord. Sorry, opening up the production tab now. We will see an extremely interesting build. If you want to know the build order, it will be in the description or as the first comment. I'm not exactly sure yet, but it will be there, so you will be able to see how these games panned out. Do you see now only drones in production? I will let you know that it will be the Zerg player who is up for contention in this award. And yet we see a very fast extractor. That's the first giveaway of the first individual bit of this build. Starting the extractor now, if he continues to collect gas as soon as this is finished and starts a spawning pool on about 14 or 15, he will have enough gas pretty much exactly to start metabolic boost as soon as the spawning pool finishes, and that will be what we will see. And yes, exactly, a spawning pool going down and likely, yep, 3 harvests straight away into this gas. For the Protoss player, as normal as can be, a Forge fast expand. This was played before the 1.4 patch. So this is before the Immortal buff and the Infestor nerf, but it won't really be that important in this game. Now since there's a bit of downtime, and we'll just say that to vote for the person that you want to win, simply like the playlist of their games, and the playlist with the most likes will be the winner, and they will take away $20 from SEAL, Southeast Asian Esports League. And yes, as we see here, 100 gas as the spawning pool is about to finish, and immediately very good by T-Gun taking the harvester straight off, so we'll likely see extremely fast metabolic boost, followed by a queen or possibly an expansion, but right now we don't actually know. Proxy hatchery and straight into an evolution chamber here to prevent the completion of that wall off from our Protoss player. And this, whilst it looks kind of interesting, what happened was he threw down a hatchery and immediately cancelled it and built an evolution chamber on the bit of creep that was left over. And what will happen is this will die, the broodlings will pop out and deal a bit of damage, but it doesn't matter. SouJe just going for a different wall off with that. What this does do though, it does delay any sort of expansion from the Zerg player, anything like that, but we do see now 6 Zerglings out from FXOtgun and a queen on the way, and immediately adding on a hatchery expansion at his natural. We do see now the Zerglings are making the way to the front of the base. They will take a look up there, see what's going on, and pick away a bit at that forge, but that evolution chamber has really served its purpose. He may be in fact waiting for timing to jump up there and attack into there as soon as the evolution chamber finishes. Will he in fact do that? It doesn't look like it. No, he's just gonna sit here and he's content to let that happen, and he's just gonna wander away. Citizens outside his base, so he knows what will happen when these Protoss player will move out. Excuse me. Expansion has finished for aLtSouJe. It's only about halfway done for T-Gun, and an evolution chamber going down now in the main of T-Gun. This could be for spore crawlers, and that would be a very, how to say it, it would be an extremely correct assumption in most cases, but we will see something very interesting out of T-Gun. In this case, we do see he now has again begun harvesting gas. That is a bit of a tell as to what this will in fact be. And at the front of the base, we see there's not really that much going on. He's just sitting here with these lings and a lot of drones in production. I would keep an eye out on that drone count. And yes, there we go. What I was hinting at, the extremely fast +1 melee attack upgrade from T-Gun to increase the damage potential of those Zerglings. We'll see a lot of them in this game. I would again suggest keeping an eye out on the production tab, but there's not really much going on right now, so we'll talk about the merits of this build. Extremely fast +1 melee attacks will signal either a timing attack or likely a lot of Zerglings out of T-Gun. I do know in this case it is a lot of Zerglings, so let's discuss the merits of the mass Zergling play from Zerg. Now, because Zerglings are such a lava heavy unit, they are cheap on minerals but expensive on lava. So what you will see from someone going this mass Ling style is a lot, and I mean a lot of hatcheries, macro hatcheries, expansions, and all that sort of stuff. And you see a layer going down now. It will be for the fast +2 melee attacks. Just going to say that out there. I'm not actually a diva. I have seen these games before. Production tab, we see 12 Zerglings. Like I said, it will be a mass Zergling play. Only one gas still for T-Gun. It will be for those upgrades. Now, like I was saying, it is an extremely interesting build out of T-Gun to be doing this, because what it means is, here we go, here now, because he's spending all that lava on the Zerglings, it will mean that he is able to get extra hatcheries extremely quickly, because he'll have all this money that he can't spend, because Zerglings take up so much lava relative to the amount of units that you're going to be getting, and you're going to need during the game. So what that means is he can take an extremely fast third, he can build macro hatcheries, he can take a fast fourth, and he can, basically what will happen is he'll have more money than he can spend with all that lava. So what he does is he dumps it into hatcheries. What that also means is that he can get a fast recon going, but it also signals the fact that he can remax as soon as his army dies. It's an important concept to get used to as a Zerg player, because a lot of the times you won't be able to defeat your opponent's army cost for cost. So cost for cost, a Terran and a Protoss Death Ball will usually destroy the Zerg army. What you usually do see is that the Zerg then instantly remaxes and crushes it with the next attack. And like I said here, it's fast +2 melee weapons as the +1 ground weapons for aLtSouJe is finishing. Excuse me, sorry. The reason I haven't been casting lately is because of exams and my voice was shot after the tournament. But yeah, we do see now T-Gun moving back onto the center of the map. Unit station 63 Zerglings to 1 Zealot, 1 Stalker, and 6 Sentries. The problem with this style, as I may have hinted, because you're spending all your lava on these Zerglings, you don't have the lava for a lot of drones. But what you really need to be able to do with this build is be able to cut it really short, know when to drone, and when to build Zerglings, when to build units, and so on. See another hatchery now in the main of T-Gun, and that is going to be extremely important later on, as he will be remaxing a lot. We do see in the food counts 94 to 84, so with just Zerglings, T-Gun has managed to take an extremely fast lead. He is on 3 bases to the Protosses 2, but if we look here, barely any drones mining here. Decent number here, but not fully saturated, and a decent number here, again not fully saturated. Looking at the income tab, it's 40 harvesters for the Zerg player to the 53 of the Protoss. He's getting exactly what he wants. There's no pressure really being thrown onto the Protoss player, but here we see now a lot of sentries in this mix. They will be very good against the Zerglings, but with 115 Zerglings on the field for T-Gun, it's not really going to be that helpful, I suppose you could say, to have all that force field energy, because no matter how many, if you've thrown all those force fields, you can just retreat with these fast speedlings and then just come back later when there's not as many force fields. We do see aLtSouJe moving onto the center of the map. This could be a bad idea. T-Gun has set up for a potentially extremely good flank. We do see T-Gun rushing in with these Zerglings. A lot of damage, and as I said, all those force fields in the world are not going to help you against this many Lings. They're going to be taking out every single Stalker here, and T-Gun is now unbelievably ahead with this attack, taking out every single sentry. We do see in the unit counting station that he did lose a good number of Zerglings, but he is going to be rushing into the natural of aLtSouJe. He is now double his opponent's food, and this is the strength of the mass Zergling style. In the production tab, we do see Overlord drops on the way and a lot of drones being produced. He'll just do as much damage as possible with this little cheap, in terms of individual units, army, and then just go back to droning, and he will take an economic advantage following this attack. Doing a lot of damage to these sentries. He's forced these sentries to use up all their energy in force fields. These Zerglings rushing into the main, doing a lot of damage here. More Zerglings running in to reinforce, and the speed, the strength of the speedlings is, to a certain extent, their speed. You can reinforce extremely quickly following an attack, but this is the scary time because they are such a lava-intensive unit. He only has 11 Zerglings left, but he is now more than double his opponent in the drone count, and he is still almost double aLtSouJe.avi's count in food count, and he does take a fast gold base as well. That is another strength of this build because you have map control with these Zerglings. Your opponent can't really punish you if you decide to take a super fast expansion. We do see in the production tab though, a Baneling nest has gone down, and what we will see T-Gun doing is getting Baneling drops along with this army, and that is in fact a really good way to get around the immobility, I suppose you'd call it, caused by force fields, because you can just drop Banelings onto their units, and it will also do a lot of damage to higher tech units and against Blink Stalkers who can just move away as fast as they want. The unit station, again, we do see 63 Zerglings and another 12 on the way for T-Gun, and a lot of Overlords coming out now with drops and speed. He is building a lot of Banelings and a lot of Zerglings. This low econ style, sorry, this low tech style, excuse me, of Zerg does allow him to get another fast base. Like I was saying before, because the Zerglings are so lava intensive, he can take as many bases as he wants and just get his economy up and running as fast as possible to see it a good saturation here at the gold. And it will be a good saturation at this base over here. Good saturation here. And again, like I was saying, this is an extremely low gas style. He only has one geyser mining, and yet he's floating 1,800 minerals. And that just means he can just rush in with Zerglings as much as he wants, do as much damage as he wants with these Zerglings. We do see 113 Zerglings now moving across the map. Another 12 on the way. An infestation pit is being thrown down, but we will not see infestors in this game. They will be for the hive. The best transition out of this, I personally feel, would be Ultralisk, especially following the patch with the building speed decrease, but anything in general really will work with this mass link start. We do see him moving in now for an attack. He is one good force field from aLtSouJe, but these Baneling bombs are going to drop and destroy absolutely everything. All the range is gone now, and all T-Gun has to do is wait for that force field to go down, and he's just going to rush in and attack these Overlords, serving an extra purpose and just scouting into the main base of aLtSouJe, doing not damage, but seeing what's going on. These Zerglings in the main, again picking away at these probes, and in the income station we do see 73 harvesters for T-Gun against 29 for aLtSouJe. And with all of these hatcheries, he can just instantly remax. He's building another 50 Zerglings and 138 Zerglings, and it will be 180 plus as soon as all those extra Zerglings do pop. And there's just nothing aLtSouJe can do. T-Gun is strangling him economically and militarily. He's ahead in every single way possible, taking another base down in the bottom left. aLtSouJe realizes this, going in for an all-in attack at this position, but I don't think it's going to work at all. T-Gun wrapping his Zerglings around, and excellent force fields from aLtSouJe, but it's just not going to matter as T-Gun rolls in, destroys the army, and aLtSouJe calls GG. I have been Steamed Rice. If you want T-Gun to win the Most Innovative Build Award for his Mass Ling style against Protoss, be sure to like the playlist, and also please do subscribe to our YouTube channel. Like to thank our sponsor Cyberthor for sponsoring the tournament and us as a group. And I am signing out. Thanks guys for watching, and see you next time.